Jump-starting his three-day visit to Bangladesh, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon met with Dipu Moni, Foreign Affairs Minister of Bangladesh, in the country's capital, Dhaka, on Monday, praising the government for initiatives aimed at building the socio-economic welfare of its people. Immediately following, the UN chief addressed the Climate Vulnerable Forum with Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Amidst many challenges facing Bangladesh and other climate-vulnerable countries, the Secretary General highlighted Bangladesh's huge national investment in disaster risk reduction, noting the more than 140,000 lives lost in Bangladesh's 1991 cyclone as compared to 4,000 lost from a cyclone 16 years later.
The challenges we face are common, all the same. Climate change. We have to save this planet. We have to save human lives. That's why we are here this morning, and I hope that with this strong commitment demonstrated by the leaders of the world, we will be able to address this climate change, the single most important challenge which we are facing these days. To solve them, we must work together. We must be united.
Noting a lack of response from stronger nations, the Prime Minister called on the most vulnerable countries to seize the opportunity at the upcoming COP17 conference on climate change to commit to internalizing a green development path, calling for adequate and timely measure. Several leaders and experts representing the world's most climate-vulnerable nations also addressed the forum, including the Maldives, Kiribati, and Costa Rica.
How many COPs do we have to keep on going to? How much longer? This same week, the International Energy Agency, which is an organization funded by the developed nations, came out with its World Energy Outlook 2011. And it clearly states that unless we start moving in a new direction, the window of opportunity to do so will close by the year 2017, because we will have locked ourselves in to a pattern of carbon emissions that will no longer give us the possibility to maintain temperatures under 2% degree centigrade changes.
Looking at the upcoming COP17 conference to be held in Durban, South Africa, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon is calling on governments to find a compromise to the Kyoto Protocol in order to make broader, comprehensive climate agreements possible. Further highlights of the SG's first day in Bangladesh took him to the Prime Minister's office for the inauguration of One Stop Service Center, a Bangladesh government e-governance initiative. While celebrating its one-year anniversary of establishing over 4,500 Union Information Service centers across Bangladesh, the nation moved one step closer toward its digital Bangladesh goals on Monday as the Secretary General and Sheikh Hasina launched the District e-Service Centers, simultaneously inaugurated in 64 districts across the country. The District e-Service Centers will help Bangladesh to achieve its goal of graduating from a least developed country status to a middle-income country by its target date of 2021, by digitizing services, thereby streaming productivity and efficiency across multi-sectors.
Modern electronic systems have replaced century-old, heavily bureaucratic, manual administrative practices. Women have new venues for empowerment. Cutting out middlemen reduces corruption.
ICT comes in as a tool to achieve these human development goals. Better education, better health, and especially better public services through a decentralized governance system that Bangladesh basically is building up. So the exciting thing is that within 2 years we really managed to conduct a couple of very successful pilots, and now we have in all tiers of local government one-stop service centers with different sophistication. In the districts, there are only 64 of those, one that really has replaced the traditional administration, and in the lower tiers, the union parishads, it's more kind of information service centers.
The Secretary General went on to visit the Bangladesh Institute of Peace Support Operation Training, where soldiers are trained before deployment. Mr. Ban also met with the families of UN peacekeepers who died in the line of duty. Bangladesh is currently the #1 peacekeeping soldier contributing country with about 10,800 troops serving in UN peacekeeping missions. The UN chief also visited the International Center for Diarrheal Disease Research, one of Bangladesh's oldest research institute, known for developing the oral rehydration solution, considered one of the 20th century's most significant medical breakthroughs. Its affiliated hospital treats 120,000 patients per year, of whom 2/3 are children.
We found out that if we want to improve the health, the future of this country, then we have to have better education, at the same time better health. We have a large number of maternal death, infant death. Over the last few years, our infant death has reduced by 67%. The maternal death is reduced by 45%. These are good, but still long way to go.
Wrapping up his first day, the Secretary General commended Bangladesh for making great strides towards political stability and economic growth, noting achievements across all the Millennium Development Goals, and called the nation a world leader in disaster preparedness. The Secretary General is visiting Bangladesh as part of his 3-nation tour of South Asia and Southeast Asia, which will take him to Thailand and Indonesia. According to UNDP, the tour's key objective is designed to showcase the progress and leadership taken by these nations in advancing women's and children's health in the context of the UN Chief's 2010 initiative known as Every Woman, Every Child. AFAF KONJA for South News in Dhaka, Bangladesh.